Hey, what's happening, YouTube? It's your boy CB, and we are back for another huddle watch along with a recruit. On today's episode, I have four-star 2025 receiver from Jones High School. Y'all, if you have not seen Vernell's tape, electric, absolutely electric, a weapon on offense, a playmaker, someone who, no matter what school is on that list in that 2025 class, he is at the top for whatever offense that is. But you don't want to hear me tell it. You want to see his film, him tell it. So without further ado, one of the baddest receivers in the 2025 class, four-star receiver, Vernell Trey Brown III. What's happening, Brody?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Football Sunday, it's always fun that second half of the day. Fantasy football is over. You're just waiting for the night game. But you've got a fun weekend that you've had. Obviously, a game on Friday. Took care of business. We were talking a little bit beforehand about that. Tell us about that matchup and what that was like for you guys.
Honestly, I think it was just a great game as a team. I would say that's the first game this year that just everybody played not only for themselves but for the man next to them, and just came out, executed, and made plays, and the scoreboard reflected that.
Put up a big score on it. So
Yes, sir.
44-14, offense went off. Defense obviously handled their business, like you said, putting it
Mhm.
together for four quarters. You guys have a wicked offense over there at Jones. Two quarterbacks that can sling it, offensive line cold. Real quick, talk about the two quarterbacks you guys have and that offense over there that, like you said, put it together. And now we see what it looks like when it's firing on all cylinders. It's 44 points in a dominant victory.
As far as our offense, I mean, it's honestly just a pick your poison.
Yeah.
We have two quarterbacks that's going to college, and not only college but Power Five to throw the ball. So, honestly, it's either do you want to stop the pass or do you want to stop the run? Because I mean, because we have two quarterbacks, most teams will drop eight and try to give us tight zones and tight windows. But only problem with dropping eight is there's only three in the box to stop the run. And I think my O line is pretty good enough to hold up. And if you drop eight, we're just gonna run it down your throat. And Friday that happened for a few.
Is that how is that for a receiver? Because obviously receivers out there, you want to shine, but are you at that point in your development where you go into a game plan understanding like, all right, I'm not the king today. Today I'm the pawn. Today I need to block and I need to set the perimeter because they gonna sit here and drop eight. We gonna run the ball down their throats.
I definitely think I've matured to the point where going into games, I just kind of let the game come to me because when you go out there trying to force plays and make things happen, that's when the game doesn't normally go well. And I've always been more of a team player. So if you
Love
if
that.
you want to drop A, if you want to double team me, that's fine. I have 10 other people that's gonna kill you. So yeah,
Yeah.
more of that pick
Is
your
that
poison.
something your receiver coach preaches to y'all that stay calm, your time will come. Trust me, the balls will come your way. Is that something he's always preaching to y'all?
Definitely because I mean we have a pretty decent run game. So because of that, I mean, there like even this game, we had a great game, but we didn't throw the ball very much. So it's just like
You love that,
relax.
Devin.
It'll come when it comes, and just when it comes, be ready to make a play.
Well, going forward, they're gonna have to start stacking the box now. And we know if they put one-on-one out there on you,
Yes,
we
sir. That
know
hey,
we
yes,
know Trev
sir.
or Coleman is dialing that up. So when you start to see that y'all can be this physical and just dominate a team in the trenches, you as a receiver got to be thinking, oh, defensive coordinators can't double me no more. Ain't
Yes,
no
sir.
safety over the top no more. You can't do that. So your corner got to see me now. Ain't no scheming
Sir.
out here. You just got to see me now.
Yeah, we live for one-on-one matchups over this way. Yes, sir. That's the
And
best thing you can ask
being
for.
being from South Florida, that competitiveness that I would imagine for you, you love the matchups because every time you see a corner, every time you see a DB, that's one thing you see in South Florida. The skill position is just elite. Speed, I don't care if you're a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. Speed, speed, speed. Do you love those matchups when I got a corner that's highly touted and they want him to travel on me all game long?
Yes. Before I answer that, I'm actually from Gainesville.
Really?
Yes, sir. I'm from Gainesville, born and raised.
Mm.
Yes, sir. But as far as high level cornerbacks, I mean, in high school, not many quarterbacks are high level. So when you get those high level, highly anticipated matchups, I think, like, to me, it just gets me going at a whole
Yeah.
nother level just because, like, he's supposed to be really good. So if I perform against him, then that's showing what I'm capable of and showing people who I really am.
Do you feel like once you started getting your recognition as a receiver, going out there in 7-on-7 or out there in practice or in games, that it was different for you? Because at first you're man, who is that? Hey, he cold. That boy fast.
Hmm.
Now it's, hey, that's Trey. I'm not ranked. Trey is ranked.
Right.
I want Trey. You feel like you got that going into this year now, where somebody trying to make their name off of you, they looking at one like, ooh, put me on him, because if I do a good job, somebody gonna see.
Right. Yes, sir. I definitely feel like that has brought an extra target on my back. It's just because, like, when you play people, they do little extra things to try to get you out of your game and try to take you out of the
Yep.
game. So I definitely think that it takes an extra level of discipline, and when you're at that level, you can't take plays off because you taking a play off is boosting someone else's stock. And honestly, the way I look at it, it's a dog eat dog world. So either I make a
Yeah.
play or you make a play, and I'd much rather me than you.
I love that. I love that mindset where it's like, if I can't take no plays off, whether it's
Mhm.
blocking, I don't care if it's motion, I got a motion full speed, because every play gonna be one of my highlights. It's going on my huddle, not yours.
Yes, sir.
I say that a lot. I'm like, hey, don't make somebody else's huddle. Like
Yes, sir.
being out there playing, half speed, you're gonna end up on somebody else's highlight. It's,
Yes,
it's
sir.
it's it's a little bit different when I'm sitting here talking to somebody else and it's you on the other side of their
Right.
highlight. So I
Yes, sir.
love that competitive mindset where it's like, no matter what play, this gonna be my W. I love that, especially from a receiver, because you always hear, oh, they finesse guys, they don't like to get dirty. They don't like to compete. I love it when you hear a receiver that's like, nah, bro, every play, whether it's blocking, I don't care what it is. You get 110% of me every play. You're gonna be tired by the fourth quarter. You're gonna see one come out here and be like, him again, bro. God, can they
Yes,
put
sir.
somebody else over here? Because Trey, he run full speed every play. Like, you hear, wear the offensive line out, wear the defensive line out. Bro, DBs get tired of that too. They
Hmm.
get they get tired of, he gonna run another go route. I gotta
Yeah.
bail with him again. Like, and
Yeah.
then they start doing that for 3 quarters or 2 quarters, and you start snapping that off and running that 20 yard, that 15 yard out.
Hmm.
By the fourth quarter, they don't want to see you no more, because they know
Right.
you compete. Every time that huddle break and you come their way, he thinking, because even if it's a run, he coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
There,
Yeah, I
there's
understand
those
100%.
other that other half of the mind games, whereas it don't always got to be talking to get in your head. It's, I've
Right.
been whooping you for 3 quarters and I'm not gonna stop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love that from a receiver. To that though, if y'all have not seen my boy on the field, so what we gonna watch here is his sophomore highlights. When his junior tape is done, I want to have him back on to watch that, because he out there beasting, kick returning, and everything. I have been paying attention. So
Yes,
when we
sir.
gonna watch his sophomore tape here, and what I like about you, you do a little bit of everything. So we're gonna start off. We see you on the outside, one of the nastiest route runners to stick that foot in the ground on the slant, explode that separation. Bro, when we talk about separation, your foot was in the ground a half a second ago, and look at this separation you've already created here.
Yes, sir.
That route running that's so crisp, where does that come from? How did that develop?
I mean, honestly, it's just pretty natural. I in Little League, I played running back, so just I was just always running between tackles and just making one cut and going. And I just think as I figured out my stride link, just uh breaking within my stride link, and that's allowed me to create more separation because I'm already fast. So, you know,
So you learn how to use that speed.
right.
So that running back in you, when you get the ball in your hands in the open field, you turn back into a running back. So we see a play like this here where on tape, on film, it looks like this is a dead play, right?
Right.
Brody done broke down right in front of you. His best friend's on the way, taking a good angle. But when you get the ball in your hands in space like this, is this when you truly just feel like you get to be you?
Definitely. Me and my dad's always told me, and because of this, I've always prided myself in not letting one man tackle me. So just in
I
open
love
field,
that.
personally, I just feel like if you tackle me, you're gonna have to make a really good play. Other than that, then you're not tackling me.
Speak to coming from an athletic family, no matter what that is, whether it's pops played. A lot of families that mom was the athlete, uncle was the
Mhm.
athlete, but there's expectations. But it's also you get a little bit of a like a roadmap, right? You get to see what went wrong, what went right. That mindset of coming from an athletic family, how do you feel like that's factored into you becoming not just the player you've become on the field, but mentally as well?
I mean, I think it just because my dad, he was a high level athlete, and just getting that competitiveness and all of that from him is just I want to be better than him. So that just gives me a whole new mindset and just a whole new approach to the game because I'm not only playing so I can be great, but I also want to be better than him. So that'll keep
I
me
love
going as
that.
well.
Up the standard, right? If he
Yes,
set
sir.
the standard, it's your job to surpass it. I always tell people all the time, you ain't the second nobody. You're the first you. You
Yes,
you
sir.
gonna set your own standard. And when you talk about competing on a 50-50 ball like this, so what I love about your game is you start watching you and you think, okay, well, I got him figured out, right? Scat guy, screens, jailbreaks, slants, things like that.
Mm,
Then then we just see compete 50-50 ball, go up and get it, completely mossed this corner. And great coverage, right? Didn't turn his
right.
head, bad on him, but he did his job. Great coverage. Quarterback puts the ball in a place where you can go up and get it.
Mm.
What do you prefer as a receiver? Because we see a little bit of everything. Do you like the a play here where you get to take a screen and turn a screen into a highlight here, showcase your athleticism, just be absolutely gone once you catch a crease? Or we see a play like this where you get a 50-50 ball, go up and moss somebody. What's more exciting for you?
I would say the 50-50 ball is more exciting just because the those types of plays are what the crowd likes, and that's what really gets the crowd going and electric. So yeah, I would definitely say the 50-50 ball. But on a
Is
screen
it,
ball, if you can catch a screen ball and make two people miss like the first clip, then hey, that gets the crowd going too. So
hey,
it just yeah,
this got him hyped too, and your quarterback loves it, right? Because this shown as a 70-yard touchdown pass. In the box
uh,
score for him, it says he threw a 70-yard touchdown pass.
right.
He threw a 4-yard jailbreak, and you made the rest of it. But I like that versatility. I love that ability to when they see you on the field, they can't key on you. They don't know, oh, okay, here comes slant kid. Oh, here come the kid that's going to run a lot of the out routes. You see a little bit of everything. And when I say athlete, so we just breaking on balls like we Ed Reed here. That's what we doing. We just we just doing a little bit of everything. That
Yes,
that
sir.
ability to cover like that in space and have that range at safety, you'd be a 4-star safety too. How much do you enjoy playing defense?
I mean, honestly, I really enjoyed playing defense. All throughout my ninth, eighth, and ninth grade year, because I played varsity in eighth grade. But all throughout there, I was actually kind of primarily DB, and then just my recruiting took off as a receiver. But I had a few offers for both receiver and DB. And one thing my dad says, he's like, never forget the back pedal because I mean,
You
in the
never know.
NFL, that's where all the money is, and DBs get a multitude of chances. So he's like, receivers good, and I definitely think you had the ability to play that at that level at receiver. But when in doubt, never forget how to backpedal.
Do you feel like that ability at DB helps you at receiver? when you are running your routes, when you are trying to break down a corner? Do you feel like it's a bit of a cheat code for you?
Definitely, just because I mean, in high school, there's not a lot of DBs with knowledge of the game, and if you could know and understand DB, then you know and understand how to beat DBs as well. Because you know, okay,
Exactly.
when I break, he's breaking too, so I have to come back down to the ball and just knowing where they'll be at in zones and knowing how they line up to different zones. I definitely think that gives me an advantage as a receiver.
There's those little keys that give you an edge, right? There's that, oh, he finna drop his hips. I know what he's doing. Or I know how to disguise this route better now because somebody just ran one on me and the way he disguised that double move, I'm stealing that. Like
Right.
there's those little things you can go, ooh, okay, if that gave me fits, right? And I'm a dog and I know I got the confidence in myself to know I'm a beast.
Hmm.
But that gave me fits. Oh, I'm stealing that. Like I'm putting that little bit
Right.
in my game.
Yes,
There.
sir.
That's why I love players that are versatile like that, that can play both ways. You start to make more sense to you. You like, oh, that's why I be cooking them on this route. It's hard to
Right.
do. Like it's hard
Right.
to really pop your hips and speed turn like this on a post corner. That's why I cook him like this. So if I sell this post even more, there's no way once I break, he's gonna be able to flip his hips and be with me. I love that your dad gives you that little extra too. That hey, don't forget it though. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Hey, because you're
Right.
good at it. Don't forget it. You never know, right? You could end up being a freshman in college and a couple DBs go down, and you just raise.
Hmm.
Hey, I could take a rep. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I know y'all ain't bring me here for that, but I don't know if y'all threw on the huddle. I could take a rep. You
Right.
never know, and you never know where your opportunity might come as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then right after this, we see again this ability after the catch. And what I love about you, you're not scared of contact. Ain't no running away from nobody. Ain't no, this was just spinning out of a tackle that you started to put your shoulder down for. But you're not afraid of contact. You're not afraid to attack the middle of the field. But what is going through your mind on a play like this, bro? When you when you catch a screen like this,
Hmm.
you make a move, come inside, spin off that. When you get back in the open field, what's going through your mind here?
I mean, you just gotta go. And like I said, that one man isn't gonna tackle me mindset. And when I catch screens, I know the defensive line is coming, so it's like whatever you do, you gotta go.
Now we gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta get vertical.
I love that though. Not a lot of dancing. Catch the football, get my shoulder square, and then I'm gone. And then even after, all right, so we're gonna make guys missing the phone booth, and still no dancing. Ain't no. It's I'm still gone. I'm gonna make him miss upfield. There isn't a lot of ain't a lot of being pretty when you get daylight, bro. It's like tunnel vision. I love that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is there a receiver you like to watch in the NFL that you like to take little tidbits from and add to your game?
I would say Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. That's the one I've been watching the most and studying the most over the past few years. But as far as receivers, I like to watch them all because I don't want to. I'd rather be take a little from this one and a little from this one and then create my own and not just okay. Here's what he
I
do. I
love
want to do
that.
it exactly how he does it. So
I
I
love
kind of
that.
watch everybody, but I'll say Justin Jefferson stands out just because of I like how smooth his route running is. Like everything for him is just so fluent, and I kind of model my game after that because the route running looks better when it's smooth, when it's within your stride, and all that stuff.
It looks effortless. It also, for a speed guy like you who has a bit of a long stride, sometimes you watch you cooking people and it's like, is he running full speed? That
Right.
smooth deer like long stride. It's also hard to tell what route you're running. So you see a route like this and you come off the ball like it's a go ball. So corner gone bail because his first thought is, damn, Trey 4-4. I gotta get up out of here.
Right.
Drop your hips and then another thing I like to preach to receivers, that catch radius, in which you have a tremendous catch radius. Everything ain't gonna be between the numbers, right?
Right.
But you sometimes you got to bail him out. You got to bail your quarterback out a little bit. A little
Yes, sir.
high, little to your outside shoulder. Great catch. And then again, foot in the ground, get upfield. Only got 4 or 5 there, but let me get the 4 or 5 I can get. No dancing around. I You are very running back with the ball in your hands. Ain't a lot of nonsense. There's my foot's going in the ground. I'm finding daylight. I love that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Very disciplined, very disciplined at receiver, especially on again on screens like this. No nonsense. Once you catch the football, foot in the ground, daylight. Ain't no dancing. That I absolutely love that mentality of look, defensive line is in pursuit, but also these blocks ain't gonna hold up forever. So let
Right.
me find me a crease and get gone.
Yes, sir.
That's just nasty. Like that ability to be that versatile and have that speed. And now we see, okay, so they was just using you in fun ways here. They got you lined up in the backfield. I love that. Do something a little different with you on the wheel route. No,
And then
you on hold up. That's not you in the backfield.
no,
So
this
because of their
this play was
colors,
a pick. Yeah, it was a pick, and I this was just me running them down just to kind of show off my speed. I kind of felt like this was a DK moment for me, so that's why I threw it on there.
I love this hustle. So we gonna see the speed. Oh, we see you already. I see you coming in the frame. Watch our boy
Yes, sir.
hustle. Yo, that hustle. Oh, a receiver that puts blocking on his highlights is near and dear to my heart. That hustle, though, speak to how important that is because younger players obviously are watching all of your highlights. There's receivers at Jones right now looking at you like, hey, when he leave, I want to get that one, or I want a face mask like Brown. I want to be like Trey. And
Mhm.
then they on the sideline seeing you hustle like that on an interception, seeing you understand that blocking is just as important as route running. Speak to the importance of doing the little things right, bro, and how that's just as important as the 60-yard bomb that you catch.
I would say I pride myself on the little things because through different stories and when you hear different things about why people didn't succeed, or it's always the little things that hold them back. So it's like if I would have done this better, then I would have been here versus here. So I just hearing that, and I've always kind of I've been observant and just learning what you did wrong, so I don't make that same mistake. So that's why I pride myself on the little things, just because at just almost every story I hear, it's always the little things that hindered them. So I don't want to be that way.
I love that. I love your ability to when someone gives you advice or tells you about their story to go, all right, let me listen, right? Because we don't always listen. Advice can be given, but it's not always taken.
Right.
I love that ability for you to hear somebody's success story and not just go, well, he ended up a millionaire. It's damn, he could have been a multimillionaire 3 years ago if he had just did this. Like,
Right.
so if he'd actually just went to class, like life would have been easier. Like, so like there's those little things, right? That's like damn, the little attention to detail. If he'd have just taken this one extra night class, you mean he probably could have went D1 sooner? Or man, coach said he was a good receiver, but his attitude towards his quarterback when his quarterback was playing well was a little trash. Let me not be that way. Let
Right.
me let uh, hey, this receiver Kobe, we ain't never seen him block. Let me make sure I pay attention to my blocking. Not just say I pay attention to my blocking, actually pay attention to it and do the little things. Why that's so important, bro, is like I said, there's so many young men that look up to you. When you out there in 7-on-7, when you out there on the field, there's a freshman right now. I'm telling you, when he run his routes, he Trey. When he make his cuts, he's telling himself he's you. So
Yes.
every time he see you do something extra like that, ooh, I got you. I got to do 2 extra reps because he always did. I got to stay after and run routes because he always did. And if I'm trying to surpass the standard, I got
Mhm.
to do more. Or he did 2, I got to do 3 now. He always blocked on screen. So coach, put me out there. Let me block because he did. And if he was a star player, he did it, and I'm trying to be him.
Mhm.
I gotta walk that same path. So it's you obviously realizing your own journey as a player, but without knowing it, you are also setting the standard for Jones. That next receiver has to do those same things. It won't be acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Coleman ain't about to go to the line next year. If he in the huddle with another receiver that's coming in and playing with y'all, he gonna expect the same thing he expect out of you. Hey, Trey don't do that. He don't half ass on nothing. So
Right.
you gotta come with it. When we say crack back, we need you to crack back because our star receiver crack back. So
Right.
ain't no I don't do that. And we running after practice. Nah, we all do that. This is what we do. That's how
Yes, sir.
you build winning culture is not just doing the extra things, but setting the standard for the extra things aren't extra. It's just work.
Right.
When you put it all into just work, ain't nothing extra. It's just work. My pops always used to say, every down you take off, every night you not lifting, every day you not working, somebody else is. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you, somebody else is. When you say I ain't gonna get on the jugs today, that other receiver that's just a little bit under you in the rankings, he on the jugs
Mm-hmm.
today.
Right.
And they see that. They see that work ethic. All the underclassmen see that. And that's how they're gonna build long-term success at Jones with championship players like you. Blocking. Bro, I love that you take pride in blocking because
Yes,
it's a
sir.
want to thing as a receiver. I absolutely love that. Speak to your other guys in your receiver room with you now. That obviously this isn't your Jones tape, so it's different receivers that he's going to mention here. But the guys you have in your receiver room with you currently at Jones, do y'all have that mindset where it's like, hey, we gotta all block for each other, we gotta all eat?
Definitely. I think it's definitely a we all eat mindset just because it's four of us. Like it's four of us that can make plays and make things happen. So it's like I got to block for him so he can block for me as well. And I don't think anybody wants to be the reason that their teammate does not have success. So just making sure that I'm not if all of us have that mindset that I'm not going to be the reason why he doesn't make this play, then he's going to make the play because nobody's going to be the reason.
That accountability, right? That coach don't got to tell you to hold yourself accountable. I love that y'all's receiver room holds each other accountable. No, nobody got to tell us to have each other back. We know we got to hold ourselves accountable because I would imagine you miss one of them blocks. It's not going to be the coach that say something to you. Your boy going to come in the huddle like, "What you doing, bro?" Like
Yeah, and
that was a 30-yard
especially if
touchdown.
he
If you could
comes.
have held on to that for me, bro. Like I like that. I love that holding y'all selves accountable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then
So
go
now go
ahead.
ahead.
I think that comes in with player leadership because I've always been told good teams are led by the coaches and great teams are led by the players. So just trying to be that player leader in the room and making sure that the receivers are doing what we're supposed to do week in and week out to contribute to the team's success and just trying to become that great team that everyone talks about.
For someone who started varsity early, 8th grade, which is, by the way, insane. But someone who started varsity early like that, when do you feel like you grew into that leadership role where you were comfortable enough to walk in the locker room and command everyone's attention?
I would say by my 10th grade year, but just because 8th grade, I mean you may contribute to the team, but at the end of the day, you're still what 13, 14 playing with
Yeah,
almost
you're
grown
you're
men, and then ninth grade you're a freshman at the end of the day. But 10th grade, you've been a contributor for 2 years, so you're young, but you're not new to this, and just I think that's just when I felt like that I was really that leader and able to be that leader and will listen people not only younger than me but older than me will also listen to what I have to say and like, okay, yeah, he might be right. So let's listen to him.
and at that point you're kind of a bit of a veteran, right?
Right.
You've been out here in the bright lights for varsity since that 8th grade year. So you've seen football at this point. You've seen a lot of football at this point. You've
Hmm.
seen how the upperclassmen did it. You saw what the standard was, how I may need to change it or adapt to it. So at this point, 10th grade year, it's like, all right, I know what's going on out here.
Right.
I've put in the work. By that time, 2 3 years in, they know they like, all right, if he got something to say, he know what he talking about. Like he puts in
Right.
the work. You got to earn that respect, and by that time, you've earned that respect to go, hey, listen up, listen here. Like, so what kind of player are you in the locker room? Are you that vocal leader, or are you someone that's like, I like to lead by example?
I would say I'm both. Now, as the vocal piece, I'm a vocal leader, but I don't really say much that's unnecessary. But I definitely think I'm that vocal piece that everyone will listen to when I have to say something, and just leading by example. I feel as if that's a given, because how am I gonna preach to you, do everything right, do all the little things right, if I'm doing them wrong? And then you're gonna look at me, and it's unfortunate that it's like that, but you're gonna look at me and like, you're not even doing that, so why should I do it? So I
Practice what
think
you
that
preach.
if you're gonna call yourself a leader, then you definitely have to lead by example. And then the
I
vocal
love that.
piece is how ones that don't see you leading by example, that's how you bring them in. And then once you have everybody, then there's that leadership that the team needs.
I love that ability to be like, well, I got to do both, because
Right.
everybody don't like being led the same way either. Some people need to be yelled at, or need not even to be yelled at, just reminded, hey, bro, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Keep your head up. And some people don't need that. They just need to see you keeping your head up, and they know I'm following one. If one good, I'm good. But there are those teammates that it's like, I need to go talk to him. He just missed a tackle. I know him. He need me to be in his ear real quick, just to remind him, hey, you are who you are. Pick your head up. And then
Right.
there's those guys that's like, hey, no, he got it. He missed that ball, but he ain't about to miss another one. I can see it in his face. I don't need to say nothing. He good. But I
Right.
like that ability as a leader to understand that, well, it takes both. You can't
Hmm.
just be one, because if I'm just vocal, those guys that don't necessarily need a vocal leader, they don't feel like they're being led, or they're not getting what they want out of me as a leader. And those
Right.
guys that need me to be up their rear sometimes, they need me to tell them, hey, snap out of it, bro. Like, come on, you are who you are. Let's go do this. Switching
Yes, sir.
gears a little bit before I get you out of here, I got to ask about two visits you just took. Because as a receiver, it's better to see these offenses, right? You're being
Right.
recruited, and the coaches are telling you, hey, this is what we want to do with you. We got a receiver number 3. You kind of like him. And
Hmm.
that's all fun. It's good to say on paper. The text messages are fun, but you want to see it. So you
Correct.
just came off of seeing a couple games. One of them, Florida versus Tennessee. One of the things I wanted to ask you about is that atmosphere of that game. Just how was it being at that game in SEC country, watching one of the home state teams get a big dub? What was that like for you?
I mean, the atmosphere, like, it was crazy, like crazy electric. It was very hostile, I could say,
I
and
heard it was
just like
loud.
very loud, very loud, like almost
Yeah, I
head
heard
hurt
crazy
loud.
loud. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Who
that'll
was
make
I
your head
talking
hurt.
to? I was talking to somebody last week on Kobe Howard, the receiver
Oh,
from
Kobe, that's
Western.
my boy. Yeah,
Kobe
Kobe.
said he had a headache after the game because he was at the Florida Tennessee game. He said literally in the car, he was telling his parents, he was like, "Yo, like my head hurt, like I got a migraine right now,
Uh-huh.
just from the noise."
Yeah, no, I could definitely believe it. Like that. That game was crazy. It was crazy.
And then another game you were at, Miami A&M, probably Miami's biggest win in the past couple years. They needed a statement win. What was that atmosphere like for you being at that game? Another home state team getting to watch them turn the corner this year.
I mean, that was good. It that game kind of stuck out to me just because in previous talks with Coach Beard, he had been telling me about the receivers and how they're doing and what the game was gonna look like. And then I go out there Saturday watching the game, great environment, and then it stuck out just because everything that he was saying, it kind of fell into place. Like, our receivers are gonna get off. They've been balling, uh, and whatnot, and just to see it all out there in real life, because you can't fake it.
Yeah, you
Just to
can't
see
fake
it
it once you're
all
there.
in person is just crazy, and just the fact that he told me that and it was true, like that really stood out to me.
What's that relationship like with Coach Kevin Beard? Because you hear, I like asking about him specifically from receivers, not even as it pertains to the school he coaches at, just him.
Hmm.
Because you hear the same thing consistently from people, how real he is, how honest he is. What's that relationship like with Kevin Beard and your impressions of him as a receiver coach?
I mean, as a receiver coach, I think he's really good. Obviously, you can see it with the improvement of the Miami receivers, and just as a guy, I really like how genuine he is. He keeps it real. He's not gonna sugarcoat it with you. And he also keeps you grounded. Like he's not gonna tell you, oh, you're the best thing since sliced bread or whatnot. He keeps you grounded, and I just like that how genuine he is and how truthful he is. And he
That's
doesn't recruit you. He tells you the truth. He tells you what it is, and at the end of the day, it's up to you to make your decision.
you hear that so much. Chance talks about it. Kobe said the same thing. Real, like they all you hear the same things. It's like when you ask about Coach Kevin Beard, it stops being a football conversation. It's just a
Right,
conversation about like someone they have a relationship with at this point. It's like, oh no,
right.
that dude good. He checks up on me, asks me like, how's that hard class that I'm in? Like, hey, did you pass that? Like, hey, what's going on with homegirl? You said broke your heart. Like the fact that like you know what I'm saying? He doesn't treat it seems like he doesn't treat recruits just like football players. He understands that y'all have a life journey as well.
Right,
Like he
right.
understands that, like, man, my boy's struggling in science. Let me just check up on him and see. That teacher still giving you trouble? Or
Hmm.
hey, she said yes. Like, just like
Yeah,
those
that's definitely who he
relationships. I
is.
love that.
Yes, sir. That's definitely who he is.
So before we get out of here, for someone who's one of the most sought after 2025 recruits, when you take your visits, when you're looking at another offense, what are some of the things you're looking for in a school? Not necessarily what they can do for you in other avenues. Just when you're seeing their offense, what are some of the things you're keying in on when you're on these visits?
I mean, just the. I mean, obviously the receivers. I play receiver, so just how they get the ball, how they spread the ball to them, the kind of routes they run, what they the scheme. Scheme is a big thing, and just the overall development and progression of the receivers. Because college, you go to develop for the NFL, and that's what I would say the biggest thing I look for
That's
outside of their production.
that word development is, to me, that's one of the biggest things with recruiting. Like, yes, you can bring in a 5-star, but is he just a 5-star, the same 5-star player 3 years later? Or did
Right.
you turn him into somebody that would have been, if we had a 7-star system, a 7-star? Did you
Hmm.
turn that 4 into a first round pick? That 3-star that everyone said was going to be decent in college, is he now a second round pick? Developing talent to me is the biggest thing. So I like that when you go look at a game, you look at a receiver and go, hey, what he did last year, how he. Remember they said 5 was taking off this year. Let me see what 5 looked like this year. Because
Right.
that, like you said, once I'm here, you can't fake nothing. You
Hmm.
can't show me no clips. You know what I mean? You
Right.
can't. I'm watching your receivers.
Right.
There is no lying now. So I love that that wherewithal you have to go, all right, so bombs away. Yeah, but that dude was always gonna be a stud. What about
Hmm.
the dude that came in under the radar? Like, how is he looking? How is his playtime increasing year to year? How are they using their incoming freshmen? I like that you go to break down not just, ooh, offense looks cool. It's also, are they developing receivers right? Do I even fit this scheme? Scheme might be wide open, but they do a lot of stuff I don't. They run a lot of route combinations. That's not really my bag. I'm more of this, and this. Like, so I like that when you go to a game, you're not just posted up with popcorn like, "Ooh, I'm here." You
Right.
there basically with a pen and a pad in your head, watching, observing, because this is your future and your journey. Obviously, I love that.
Right. And as far as the bag, personally, I feel like I could run any route you need,
Let's go.
however you need it. So, as far as that, I don't think that's much of a concern. Just seeing what they do, like yeah, they run flies every play. Do they actually run routes outside of that and whatnot?
I love that though, because you can tell just talking to you, you can tell you're a student of the game. So when you go watch a football game, like you probably watching it different. But then I like that confidence too, because all offensive players need confidence, especially receivers. I like
Right.
that confidence in your head to go, yeah, but no matter what they run, like, let's keep it a buck. Like I fit. Like it's
Right.
just I'm just trying to
Correct.
figure out if y'all fit for me. I fit no matter what you
Right.
do. I like because
Yes,
you do
sir.
need that confidence. You need when that huddle breaks. one need to know that if this ball come my way, it's Moss, it's touchdown, we up 7. So I like that confidence to go, hey, wait, hold up, pump the brakes. There's nothing they do offensively that I don't fit. I'm
Right.
just trying to figure out, but you do need to have that confidence as a receiver because your quarterback needs to see that. He can't break the huddle thinking one is unsure of himself. Because he need to
Right.
know this 50-50 ball. I need to know to him it's not 50-50. To him, that's his football in the
Right.
air.
That's
So
mine.
I love that confidence because there's a difference between ego and confidence, right?
Mhm.
You have confidence. You have that because confidence comes from putting in the work. Ego comes
Right.
from hype. You have confidence because you've put in the work. I've ran 100 routes this week. I've been on the jug. I know I can break down this corner. This ain't me just saying this. I've put in the work to
Yes,
be
sir.
out to be able to do this. So I love that from you. You can tell just talking to you, watching your film, whoever lands you, I don't know who it is, but whoever does, championship young man, competitor, and a high football IQ. A lot of young guys don't necessarily study film or put in the time to really understand why they're good. They just know
Mhm.
they're good. You understand why you're good. That obviously helps you diagnose yourself and understand how to improve some of the
Right.
other areas too. So I love that about your game, that student of the game, that where can I find that next little edge? Where can I find that next little bit that turns me from ooh to ooh ooh? I love that about your game, man. Never lose that because no matter where you go in college and the pros, having that ability in between the ears and in here, bro, you're gonna be a star no matter what.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
And let them know where they can follow you because anyone that watched these highlights, they in the comment section probably asking already because they gonna ask, hey, how do I find him? Let them know where they can find you on Instagram and Twitter, and I will link those down below because you're gonna want to follow him.
Yes, sir. My Instagram is underscore VB3 underscore, and then my Twitter is VB3 underscore 9.
Go follow him right now. Trust me when I tell you, the boys at Jones are putting on a bit of a movie this year, especially offensively. Like it is a very fun offense to watch. Like he said, weapons at receiver, weapons in the backfield. Y'all know me. I like quarterbacks, and they got two of them, and they're both dynamite back there. So they're a
Sir.
really super fun offense to watch. After this year, when that junior huddle is uploaded, we're gonna have you back on, and we're gonna watch that so we can see you moss a bunch of other people from this year.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too, bro. Definitely want to keep up with you the rest of the year. I will anytime. So Jones, they play on a couple different networks. One of them is a high school network that I have. When they play, I will tweet it out for y'all because I know after watching these, somebody gonna ask me, how do I watch him? I will tweet out links and I'm gonna reach out to him on Fridays too if they do stream so I can tweet out the link so y'all can pull up and support. Because when you watch somebody like this, I already know there's fans now. There's fans that didn't know who you were that's gonna hit my DMs like, hey, but how do I watch him? I will make sure I try to get links out to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Like, share, subscribe. Go follow him now. Video's over. Click off this. As I'm saying this, go follow him on Twitter and Instagram right now. Trust me, you are gonna want to keep up with him because if not, in about a year, somebody gonna hit my DMs like, "Hey, that NFL receiver, that's that dude you was telling me about." Yes, it is. So go follow him right now. Thank you again so much, bro, for coming on. I can't wait till after this year to have you back on.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for having me.
Good luck, man. Stay healthy. Keep balling.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We out.